Welcome back to News Geelong. We go to the Cardinia Park for the rest of our sports segment this Friday evening, catching up with VFL winning player Daniel Measures. Daniel, it's great to see the Geelong VFL sides held on to their spot in the top four with a convincing win over Essendon.
Yeah, it was a nice win and nice to get back on the winning wagon, you know. It was good to snap out of the losses that we've come across and know that we've still got the form that we can carry on hopefully for the rest of the season.
Personally, how have you felt playing in the Geelong jumper this season?
It's been a big challenge and I wanted to challenge myself this year. It's just been great to play under names like Selwood and a couple of the more experienced VFL players and even get the chance to run alongside some AFL rookies and drafted players and just learn from them every game.
Being one of the developing players in the VFL squad, would you rate Selwood and these guys as your mentors, or is there one in particular that you've really been inspired by?
No, definitely. I think there's a whole group of boys that really take leadership roles here, and I think Nida and Rookie expect a lot of the playing group to step up as a whole, to step up as leaders. Everyone needs to start playing that kind of role and talk on field, and we've got some quiet boys, but I think they help us coming out of our shells, especially myself. I was pretty quiet to start off with, but now I feel comfortable talking. It's just following in their footsteps.
Well, before we go into this weekend's game, it's also important to note that even though you've played a majority of your games at VFL level, you still are a local player. Can you tell the viewers how you found your season at Queenscliff so far?
It's been interesting. It's been, really interesting stepping back down, but it's also been something to look forward to. When I get down there, I'll just get really excited as I would playing a VFL game, getting back with the boys and just that sort of mateship you can't replace. You know, maybe a couple of years in the VFL would be something similar to that, but you'll never be able to replace mateship, especially down at Queenscliff, I think, yeah.
Do you think there's a chance they could make it 3 in a row? I mean, they have been a powerhouse in the competition.
Yeah, I think they're travelling all right at the moment, and with myself only playing 2 games, I think I'll find it hard to get myself a spot back in that side when they come to final season.
I find that hard to believe. You are one of their marquee players, but we go back to the VFL now and moving towards this upcoming match this weekend against the Northern Blues. How have you previewed the match and what are your goals this weekend?
We haven't previewed the match as of yet. We'll probably get into that as it gets closer around Thursday, so it's fresh in our minds. But I think we'd just like to cover, as a defensive player, we like to cover the whole group, defensive roles, and once we see vision of them, we know how to set up structurally, and then we'll just adjust to that and adjust our games and be ready for it.
Well, the Geelong VFL Cats will be playing at Simmons Stadium this weekend. We'll hope to get as many supporters to the ground as possible. As one of the players to look out for in the number 62, as you do every week, is there any words you'd like to say to your fans to finish off today?
I'm not sure there's too many of them there, so not too many words, but just be great to have your support down there, and every week it helps push us over the line, come back from three-quarter time down, so get down there and support us if you can.
We'll be looking forward to seeing you and all the boys hopefully push our Geelong boys back into the top 2 where they belong.
Yeah, we'll be looking forward to it. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for that, Daniel. Let's hope you do well against the Northern Blues this weekend. Well, we'll return to Cardinia Park again, catching up with Geelong AFL coach Chris Scott.
No, we'll see a relatively similar 22. We had some good performances in the VFL, guys that we consider to be in and around our best 22, so Billy Smeds and Jesse Stringer and Jordan Murdoch will be well and truly in the mix. Stephen Motlop won't play. He's got a little bit of a knee issue, some patella tendonitis that we need to manage, so he'll take the chance to have 2 weeks off with the bye next week as well, and hopefully get him back feeling a bit better post-bye. But other than that, I think we're going to be relatively similar to the 22 that played last week. No, so I'll go through them individually. Chapman's not. Unfortunately, he did have a little bit of a setback with his hamstring last week, so we're going to be extremely conservative with him. He'll take at least another few weeks to rehab that, and then there'll be a period where he needs to get some match fitness back, either through the VFL or through our training. So it's really hard to determine a return date for him. Suffice to say, it's going to be quite a while. Hamish McIntosh is making good progress. I mean, there has been a little bit of talk about him playing, last week or this week. That's a little bit premature. We're going to be careful with him, and he's going to play some extended VFL time as well. So I think it is very unlikely he'll play this week, and then we'll have the bye the week after. So post-bye in the VFL is looking likely for him. Jared Rivers is making really good progress in an 8-week rehab for a relatively serious knee injury. So he's back running now, more than halfway through, and hopefully we can get some footy into him post-bye as well. Yeah, it's devastating for players towards the end of their career to be cruelled by injury, but this is something that should be treated in isolation. He was in fantastic form before he hurt his hamstring, and once he gets the hamstring right, we're really confident that he can come back and add to our 22. So it's easy to think really long term, what does the future hold for Chappie? We've got to make sure that collectively we view the end of the season as the only thing that matters for Chappie, and gee, if we can get him in some good form towards the end of the season, he's going to be a very valuable asset. That's even conservative for us, but which is saying something. It's hard to put a return date on it, Michael. I think we're not even thinking about him playing footy probably in the next 3 or 4 weeks, and then after that it's just a matter of making an assessment of how quickly he comes to hand. Well, at this stage, yeah, it was pretty exciting, wasn't it, for Vards to come back and kick 4, and probably could have kicked another couple. He looked really dangerous, and it was exciting for all of us, especially for him. So he's looking forward to playing again this week, but we are going to be really, really careful with the way we manage him. So if he shows any signs of being a bit sore, then it doesn't seem of any value to us to keep him playing. So yeah, he's going to miss games along the way. But hopefully that contributes to him having the sort of output that he had on Saturday night. Yeah, I think it was really exciting for the town. I don't think there was too much of a different feel for us internally, but certainly even the 2 hours pre-game, the atmosphere outside the ground and the crowds around, and the activity in the local pubs. Not that I was in the pubs pre-game, but I could certainly see the lines outside. I think it's going to be a great thing for the Geelong people. It's going to be a great thing for local business, and I think we saw with the atmosphere here, it's not only going to be a great thing for football, it's going to be good for other sports as well. Well, we think we play well here, but we didn't play that well in the first 3 quarters. So we've said all along that it's far from a foregone conclusion that we're just going to turn up here at home and play well. We need to keep working on our game. But we've considered ourselves slightly fortunate to be in the position we're in terms of the win-loss ratio, given that we haven't played our best footy yet, and we still have some quality personnel that can come back into our team. Yeah, certainly when the heat's on in the game, they look pretty good. They're able to pressure well around the ball. They've got pretty good contested ball players, and they can, similar to the Gold Coast, they can run and attack pretty well. So I think the Essendon game at Etihad was the one that, I watched all that game live, and that they showed that they can play some really good footy against high quality opposition. So it would be foolhardy of us to expect them to bring anything less than that sort of effort on Saturday. Well, it's not us. It's all him, really. Like he's a unique player on our list. He's probably a unique player across the competition, given his athletic background. We're really confident that he can play in other positions besides just the ruck, but that's going to happen over a period of years, not weeks. He has just been remarkable with his willingness to learn and his thirst for knowledge. And for a guy to being the best 5 players on the ground, in round 10, given the last time he played was under 14s, is as remarkable a story as I can remember. Oh yeah, well, he's pretty good, Wellesley, but if he can do that, then he will be the master. Yeah, I'd probably echo the thoughts of a lot of the media experts in that the game's been umpired pretty well the last month. I think the disappointing thing is that it's different, but if it can't be too critical. If it's better, let's just celebrate the fact that it's better. I think Mark Evans seems to be doing a really good job, and there are some changes that appear to have been made that are positive.
Anything specific that you've noticed in those changes to the umpiring, interpretations, or allowing the game to flow, or anything?
No, there's nothing specific that I want to comment on.
Less technical though, the kind of like the 50-50s, Tiggy Touchwood kind of ones that sometimes would get paid, and now kind of like you're being encouraged to just get over it and get going.
Yeah, maybe. But really, if you want the answers to those questions, you should speak to Mark Evans as someone new in control of the umpire directors, and it appears that they're doing a pretty good job. Well, not that I know of. I think he's capable of it. There's no doubt about that. But we've had a really brief conversation about it, and he hasn't spoken to anyone at Melbourne. But really, to be fair to him, I shouldn't be commenting on that situation. To be fair to Matthew Knights, and to be fair to Mark Neild as well. I understand you guys in the media need to ask those questions, but I think it's really disrespectful for people within the AFL industry, particularly coaches, to be talking about potential replacements for people that are in the job, really capable people that are in a job and contracted.
Thanks for that, Chris. And I think every single Geelong fan's excited for our first game at Skoda Stadium tomorrow. Well, that's it for sport this Friday night. Thanks for watching. Back to you in the studio, Rollo.
Thank you, Alex. Another action-packed and informative sports segment. And thank you for joining us on News Geelong tonight. Hope you enjoyed the program. If you're on the punt tomorrow at Flemington with a 10-race program, the Uncle Jim specials for the afternoon, race 8, number 6, that's the one, with Ben Melham on board. And if you're on the need for a saver, look at race 7, number 8, Shadowfax for the place. Tomorrow morning, we have the ladies of Geelong and District Football League Netball with that good-looking and lovely Donna imparting her skill and knowledge to our enthusiastic audience. But wait, there is more. At 8:30, the coveted and award-winning Geelong and District Football League Footy Show once again hits the screen as Digital Dick leads a team of experts. Well, all but one, the insect little grubbications, with a full coverage of GDFL footy and a special mid-season review of the current Colts competitions. Have a pleasant evening, stay safe over the week ahead, and our good friend KJ O'Hara out East Geelong way. Take your time and smell the flowers. Have a great weekend and a very good night.